Sports Gone Wrong, Part 3. Flying and swimming don't mix. A paraglider from Riverton, Utah, made the decision to try a novel, gentle landing technique in 1999 and splashed down in a canal. He had performed a perfect landing during the first attempt. Unfortunately, he was drowned when his parachute filled with water and pulled him downstream. Deadly prank. On May 13, 2022, a Dutch soccer player decided he wanted to pull off a prank while on vacation. The prank, he would jump off a nearly 100-foot high cliff into the ocean. Confident of his athletic abilities, he encouraged his family members to video the feat he hurled himself from the cliff feet first. He needed to get 30 feet horizontally from the cliff to survive the fall and reach water deep enough for him to be successful. No athlete could attain the 30 feet necessary to avoid the impact below. He jumped and went straight down, obtaining speeds of up to 55 miles per hour. Hitting the water at that speed would have been like being struck by a car on a highway. He died immediately. Shopping carts kill. An 18-year-old was playing the shopping cart game with friends at Lake Allatoona early on Sunday morning on May 25, 2014 in Georgia, celebrating his recent high school graduation. The local river was dammed in 1949 to create the sizable reservoir. Along the shore were 2 yacht clubs, a sailing club, and campgrounds for vacation rentals. The game shopping cart is where a shopping cart is secured to a dockside pole or tree. Friends push the shopping cart off the dock and into the water. The cart is positioned on the dock and someone gets into it. The rider emerges drenched from the water. The cart is hauled back in, and the game begins again. At some point during the early hours of Saturday night and Sunday morning, the man made the strange decision to take on the role of the tree and fasten the cart to his belt. He took a risk that resulting in him drowning after being dragged into the water. His body was found several hours later, still strapped to the shopping cart in over 29 feet of water. Paragliding disaster. In 1999, a 27-year-old paraglider died tragically in Wales. The man jumped off an 80-foot cliff into the water, trying to impress a group of teenage boys. An 80-foot cliff dive shouldn't be lethal if done correctly, but the man didn't seem to have any prior high diving experience. The water knocked him out, and even though the teenagers climbed down and pulled him out, the hospital declared him dead. It goes without saying that the stunt did not impress the teenagers. Don't kitesurf during a storm. Sensible Spaniards all along the coast battened down the hatches and made plans to ride out the hurricane-force winds that swept through the south. But our 40-year-old hero had other plans. He made the decision to disobey the order to stay out of the water after hearing about strong winds and enormous waves. Reaching into his board, he unfurled his kite. His body was discovered more than a kilometer from the coast, having been driven by the wind and colliding with multiple structures on the way. Rocket-powered jet ski. The man planned ahead. He had a parachute with him and had installed a rocket booster on his jet ski. All set. The plan was to launch the booster just as he approached a waterfall, allowing him to open his parachute at the highest point of his ascent and descend into the water below for safety. Sadly, he had overlooked a very important component. That water causes everything to become wet. His completely wet rocket booster did not ignite as he rocketed towards the falls and depressed the button. He attempted to deploy his parachute after falling off the edge, but it was not waterproof either. Shocking jet ski. In 1999, this unfortunate person on Lake Washington was having fun doing laps around the lake when he noticed the battery on his jet ski was getting low. As he approached the beach, he secured his jet ski and hurried to obtain a pair of jumper cables. He plugged one end into a 110-volt outlet, and with the alligator clips in hand, he dashed to his jet ski. Regretfully, he didn't pause at the water's edge, but instead dove right in, instantly electrocuting himself. Later that evening, his body was discovered floating beneath the dock. Short jump. A group of friends in the Netherlands made the decision to try freerunning in 2002. Freerunning is an athletic and acrobatic discipline that is considered both a sport and performance art. Things went well. For a while. They discovered a 40-foot drop between two parking garages, and one of the men was able to clear it with a good, long run-up. Satisfied with his accomplishment, he and his friends went to the local bar. Things started to go wrong when they passed the parking lot again on the way home and decided to try once again. The man threw himself at the gap again, full of the Dutch courage that comes from a few pints, but he lost his balance on the far side and fell 40 feet onto solid concrete. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more.